June 2nd, 2023 will be forever known as the day movies died. This was me coming out of Spider-Man Across the Spider Hell. This was the worst! This was the worst movie of all time! Fuck you, Sony! This is how I felt after watching what I'm about to warn you guys to never see! Hey guys, TBTF2001 here, and I am here today. Oh boy, I'm here today to freaking rip apart and destroy the worst thing I have ever seen in my life. So, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, more like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Hell, or Across the Spider-Turd, or ass, whatever the fuck you wanna call it. It doesn't change the fact that it's an absolute horrendous, diabolical piece of fucking shit that should not exist. So the story is basically just about Miles and Gwen, who basically goes to this other dimension with other spider people and all that, and yada yada, and dumb twists and all that, and fuck it, there's just no plot. No fucking plot at all. To be honest, guys, this was my least anticipated movie of all time. I was just not looking forward to it, and I just couldn't look forward to it, guys. Considering that the Spider-Verse fandom is like the most toxic fandom ever, guys. I thought the first Spider-Verse movie was a shitty movie indeed, but trust me, you have not seen anything yet. Because I fucking hated this piece of shit with a burning passion. As I speak, ladies and gentlemen, Across the Spider-Verse currently holds a 4.7 on Letterboxd. What the actual fuck? That's the highest rating for any movie on that site. That is bullshit. Utter bullshit. And also, if you've been raped as bad as I have by this movie, oh boy, I feel your pain. And yeah, honestly, guys, I gotta say, this is the worst Spider-Man movie I have ever seen. Yes, I even ranked the Mark Webb movies over this piece of shit. It's the worst comic book movie / superhero movie I have ever seen. The worst sequel ever made. The worst movie of 2023. Trust me, no other movie this year comes close. And it's also, without a doubt, the worst movie I have ever seen in my whole 22 years of life on this planet. Period. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, please, Trollsoltor fan, give one positive to say about the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Please give one positive. Well, I gotta say,
ew, no.
That's right. No positives. No, zero positives to be found. It's completely worthless. There is nothing to recommend about this fucking monstrosity. This pile of shit. Any merit. So let's destroy this thing and send it to hell where it belongs. The animation. Holy fucking shitballs. The animation is even worse than the animation in Food Fight and Norm in the North. I don't get how the fuck people are praising the animation in this film. It's so ugly. It's hideous. It's horrible. It's so cheap and lazy. And these animators, they deserve to go to jail for making this total cancer of animation. Yeah, the animation was just so bad to the point that I just wanted to vomit. This is literally the shittiest sequel you could dish up, guys. It expands its world in such a dull way, and it keeps reminding you of events or even have similar imagery from the first movie. Like, they'll quote the first movie and also have a certain imagery that reminds you of the first movie. In a way, this is honestly a Frozen 2-like sequel, guys. What do I mean by that? Well, it's a kind of sequel that basically just references the first film without being very standalone. There's literally a lack of originality and a lack of content. And all those different Spider-Man people that you saw in the trailers, guys, honestly, they were just boring-ass stock characters, I gotta say. And they were only there to make shitty jokes. And I know, I should talk about the humor because I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, you gotta talk about the humor. Isn't this a funny movie? Can you say at least this movie's funny? Honestly, I gotta say, this is the death of comedy. There is not a single moment that I laughed. Not once. I never laughed throughout this movie. I was cringing so hard, guys, to the point that I was compressing my whole body that I wasn't able to breathe of how cringy it was. It's literally the cringiest movie you could think of. I laughed more at the grown-ups movies and Little Nicky and even Jack and Jill all starring Adam Sandler than this shit. Now yes, humor is subjective, but categorizing this as a subjective form of humor is like categorizing those dumb parody movies like they were a subjective humor, guys. I mean, this is literally the same style of comedy that you would find in one of those Jason Freebird movies. The guy who directed Date Movie, Epic Movie, and Disaster Movie. This is literally the same style of humor. Like literally, there was a scene where there was a that honestly didn't serve anything to the plot, guys. It was literally just a random montage that was only a few seconds long. It's like Peter Parker and J. Jonah Jameson, but in Lego form, guys. Yes, there was a Lego sequence in this movie, and that didn't serve into the plot. In fact, that was just a dumb, cheap joke right there. The style of comedy is also bad improv. Like, you ever go to these improv shows where the joke is just not landing, and the comedy just keeps on going and just keeps milking and milking it and just doesn't know when to call it quits? This is literally what it feels like, the humor in this movie. And it really goes to show when you have the same lazy writers who also wrote the first movie. And all these other comic characters, oh boy. If you thought they fucked up Deadpool and X-Men Origins so badly, if you thought they fucked up the 3 villains in Amazing Spider-Man 2 so badly, there are so many characters, comic book characters, that are so completely fucked up. Like, for example, the Vulture in this movie. Yeah, the Vulture is actually in this movie. Oh my goodness, he looks nothing like he does in the comics, guys. He looks more like the Bot King from Strange Magic. And that fight between him and Gwen Stacy was just... yawn. And yeah, this movie, it's so fucking boring. This is the most boring ass movie I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I was checking my phone to see when will this end. Just waiting for this movie to end, guys. It's like waiting for the 1 billionth birthday of the planet, of like the entire universe. Spider-Man 2099 was just awful. Also, when he takes his mask off, I'm like, and the new Spider people, I didn't give a shit about them. Like that lady with the yellow sunglasses, all that, I didn't care for. The Spot is just a freaking dumbass. And Gwen Stacy, oh my goodness. She freaking sucks. And I know, I don't really bring up this criticism to describe like a female character, like this term that a lot of movie critics go to, like a negative criticism to go and describe an over-empowered woman and all that. But honestly, I have to bring it up. Gwen Stacy in this movie is freaking woke. Yep. I can't believe I'm saying it. She is a woke character. I mean, say what you will about Captain Marvel. Say what you will about Rey from Star Wars. But at least those characters, they had arcs. They had a personality. They had character. But Gwen Stacy, She literally has the personality of toilet paper. Yep, that's her personality. Just frickin' toilet paper that you shove up your ass. Also, the opening scene, oh my goodness. I never cringed so hard in my life when I heard that, drum beat and all that. That was Gwen Stacy basically beating up drums and all that. In my screening, I was like, stop drumming! Fucking stop drumming, you punk ass bitch! Just please stop drumming so that this bane of my existence could be over with. Also, speaking of punk, Spider-Punk, he's so annoying and just that's like the worst animation in this, movie. Like, he keeps, frame chopping every scene, like paper cutout, frame shot, stop motion style. Like, it got so irritating. Mayday Parker was so annoying, guys. I guarantee you, he's one day gonna be the next Ice Age baby. I guarantee you. I mean, oh my goodness, I was so annoyed by this baby that I just wanted to chuck him off a cliff for all I care. And they brought back pathetic Parker and just, he's like the worst Spider-Man ever. And also, remember that, post-credit scene in the first movie with the Spider-Man, the 60s Spider-Man and the Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man? You, did that pointing thing? Remember that cringy joke? It's brought back in this movie, and this time, it's literally a dumb plot point, honestly. Like, all the spider people got distracted and all that, and everybody was, pointing out all at the same time, and, I was literally screaming in the auditorium. I was like, ah! Yeah, wasn't that excruciating? And also, at the very end of this film, there's a cliffhanger, and, I'm sorry to spoil this, and, honestly, I don't care to spoil this, because trust me, this is my least favorite movie of all time, so I have every right to spoil this shit. It turns out there's another dimension, and guess what? Uncle Aaron is alive! No big shock, right? And also, he's actually not the real Plower in this universe. The real Plower is, guess what? Another Miles! Ha ha ha! Fuck you, movie! That's right. It turns out there's another Miles in another alternate universe who's technically evil, of course. And I was like, oh my goodness! They're going with this cliche! They're going with this cliche that I really despise. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically the main character meeting another itself in another alternate universe, you know? First Lego Movie 2 did this, and also last year's Lightyear, and now Across the Spider shit. Yes, it's actually going through that cliche. This is why this is the worst sequel ever made. It literally goes through every cliche in the book, without any cleverness nor originality, and the experience just doesn't feel fresh. It just feels the same as the first. Heck, even if I would still love the original movie, if I didn't start jumping on the hate bandwagon and starting to hate the original, then I would have honestly still hated this movie, because honestly guys, this thing is literally a big spin in the face to the original. And yeah, when I saw this twist coming, I was like, fuck you movie, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! This is the worst fucking cinematic twist I have ever seen! Oh goodness! I hated this movie so much! Oh goodness, I really hated it so much. I wanted to shoot this thing so badly. I wanted to eat it. I literally felt like I just died and gone to hell and was the devil's sex slave while being tortured so badly. And yeah, it literally turns out all the new characters and old characters from the first movie, they all joined together, team up for the next movie and blah blah, with that cliffhanger at the end, which honestly, I didn't even stay for the post-credit scenes. I left the theater because I couldn't take another minute with this shit anymore. Normally I would stay for post-credit scenes, but I decided to leave because I didn't give a shit. And yeah, as you could tell in my opening while it was coming out, I was crying like crazy that I cried a pool of tears when coming out of the auditorium. I cried so hard, it's like the world has came to an end on the day I saw it. It's hard to ironically enjoy this movie. This is not one of those movies like The Room where it's like, oh, so horrible and awful that I just have to enjoy it and all that. No, No, this is the 9/11 of movies. It is just the unholy god-awfulness of horribleness that you can ever think of, guys. From its horribly told story, horribly told world building, and just, awfully written characters, and just, it's just in those god-awful character designs. Oh my goodness. I feel bad for the people that animated this movie, everyone involved with the production of this film. I just feel bad for everyone who made this shit. It is the worst thing I have ever seen in my life, guys. Oh my goodness. This movie's so bad that it makes Artemis Fowl look like Empire Strikes Back. It makes the Emoji Movie look like Citizen Kane. It makes Batman and Robin look like The Dark Knight. It makes The Wild look like The Lion King. It makes Shrek the Third look like Return of the King. And Twilight and 50 Shades? Dear God, they're 50 times better than this fucking piece of ass! Even if you're a diehard Spider-Man fan, please do not watch this piece of shit. Please, for all things holy, save your time, money, and oxygen for something better. Just go see Guardians Volume 3 again. Go see Fast X. Go watch The Little Mermaid. Just please, anything but this shit, please. This here is only a fitting way for you to punish your kids, guys. Yes, if you're planning on grounding your kids for misbehaving, then screw grounding. Across the Spider Hell is more fitting punishment than grounding. And honestly, if I had kids, if I had children, if I would have either show them either Across the Spider Hell or Trolls World Tour, well, there's no choice at all. They obviously choose Trolls World Tour. They'll love it. Why can't every movie be like Trolls World Tour? Trolls World Tour, best movie of all time. Across the Spider Hell, worst movie of all time. I hate it. I fucking hate it with every fiber of my being. Oh my goodness. I'm going insane right now. Oh gosh. I just want to punch this thing out of existence and into the fires of Mount Doom. Yes!
Good riddance.